In this video we show the process of sculpting masks of popular characters from movies and anime. We also sculpt characters according to your requests from the comments. You can purchase FenwickCraft masks on Etsy or on our Instagram. Look for links to the materials at the bottom of the video. Hello everyone friends! Today we will sculpt a mask of the Anti-Venom. The theme of symbiotes is very popular in many countries, in particular in the USA. In this video we will talk about some nuances that I opened in the manufacture of this mask. But about everything in order. First of all, you need a modeling mannequin, homemade or store-bought. Next, you need plasticine. I use monster clay. You can determine preferable plasticine grade only during work. I use medium and soft. The big plus of the soft one is that the plaster mold is very easily removed from it. But when sculpting, it forgives less mistakes. Also, you cannot fully sculpt figures or something else with it. Thin areas will not keep their shape, they will just bend. For example, the hand of the person. It will have to be reinforced with wire, in contrast to medium or hard plasticine. In short, soft plasticine is very individual, but it will be extremely difficult to remove the plaster mold from hard plasticine. To do this, gypsum will need to be heated very well, so that plasticine becomes softer under it, or the mold will have to be made from silicone. Those who are just starting to sculpt use ordinary sculptural plasticine or colored one, mixing it. Further, let's talk about mixing of gypsum. On a bucket of water, I squeeze the slice of lemon and use this water to mix the gypsum. This is several times slow down the solidification, which is important for mold creation. I use soft plasticine for this mask, so there is no need to make a thick, strong layer of gypsum. There is a very small probability that the mold is cracking when removing, because it is removed with plasticine. The past masks strongly stuck to the mold, despite the fact that I lubricated it well with oil and petroleum jelly. There was a good advice from the viewer to use paraffin, but there is a chance that when drying in the oven, something can go wrong. Therefore, this time I poured oil directly from the bottle, lubricating gypsum well, and then everything smeared with petroleum jelly. I can say in advance that a large amount of oil helped easily extract the finished mask from the mold. Papier-mache. This time I'm again dissatisfied with what I got, but there are visible advantages. I achieved that the mask had no lumps. To do this, boil the paper until it's completely dissolved. This is an option for those who do not have a blender. And if there is, then just blend the paper with a lot of water. Next, squeeze excess moisture, but without much effort. The paper needs to be in such a state that when it pressed, some water is still released. And add to what you got PVA glue and mix well with your hands. Due to the fact that the water remains in the paper, it mixes much easier with PVA glue into a homogeneous mess. Then add the wood putty and starch. The amount depends on the amount of paper. I advise you not to add flour, because when drying papier-mache in the oven, the flour bakes and changes its shape. I apply wood putty. I think that you can use any acrylic-based putty. After drying, it is more flexible. There is also a latex-based that can also be used. After the putty dries, I process it with sandpaper. Then I make holes in the ice with a drill. If you don't have such a tool, the ice can be easily cut through with a clerical knife. But it is best to do this with a drywall knife. Now I go to painting. The first thick layer of white acrylic paint, and then the main layer of black spray paint, and with painting almost everything. There is nothing complicated here. To create teeth of fans, I use polymorphous. You can use cold welding or polymer clay, which is not much cheaper than polymorphous, and as you know, the teeth made of it are very realistic. This plastic is melted with boiling water and colored with the help of special dyes. Basically, it is white. I make eyes removable. If necessary, they are easily removed, which allows you to see freely in this mask. Saliva, as always, I create with the help of a hot glue. And the last stroke will be the tongue, but we will talk about it a bit later. I will need foam for tongue. More precisely, polystyrene foam. This is the thing that used to insulate the walls. It can be different thicknesses and different densities. Focus on color. Take the color that you see on the screen. It is better to glue it with special foam glue. It is sold in the same place where the foam itself, but it dries about 24 hours. I used hot glue, but I do not advise you, because it melts the foam very much, leaving deep traces, which then need to be covered with a thick layer of putty or papier-mache. It is cut very easily with a paper knife, and it is also easily processed with sandpaper. Next, the workpiece is putty and painted. I glued the finished tongue into the mouth with polymorphous. Thanks to those who watched this video to the end. If you like it, don't forget to hit the like button. Write your thoughts in the comments. Bye!